Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are looking over episode 5 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End, and this show continues to be a very nice watch. Thankfully, in this one, it wasn't overly emotional, so we don't have to be gut-wrenched yet another time as we were last week, but still a lot of good moments in this one that I quite enjoyed. What we get in episode 5, among other things that I quite liked, was that they keep hitting on this point that Frieren has changed. She is starting to change. We get the commentary from Aizen that, that single 100th of your lifetime, it changed you. Like, you didn't used to be like this. You have, you've learned, you've evolved. You have maybe added onto yourself some parts of the ones around you, the ones close to you. Of course, specifically Himmel and their party at that time. And that just speaks to how a very little time, of course, relatively speaking, for her, that a 10-year time span, which is basically just like 10 minutes to her, can really change you to a large degree because of the impact that short time has on you and your personality. Another thing I do like as well is how they incorporate the flashbacks. Like every episode, we seem to get a small number of flashbacks to either just recent past or the far past. And in this one, for example, we get the flashback that was quite nice with Fern and Hyter having one of their last goodbyes, with him saying that, hey, if you're a good girl, I'll come visit you and haunt you, basically, so you can see me again. And all these small moments I really appreciate, and they add to the narrative and the enjoyment for me. And as Frieren and Fern embark on this new journey, taking the same steps and route as her prior party, we do start to see a lot of similarities. For example, when Fern says to Frieren, hey, we can't just avoid this ghost summoning monster, basically, because, we should help these people, while Frieren was just going to avoid it and go on. And then Frieren is like, yeah, you sound just like Himmel and the others. Well, if you want to help, I guess we can. And just in that interaction, sort of highlighting to me, like, okay, like Fern is sort of, a modern embodiment of the party that Frieren used to have. And she's a great catalyst for Frieren to revisit her past memories, her past experiences, and let's say redoing her adventure with them one more time in the shape of Fern being there instead of them, and doing things differently this time to not, let's say, waste another journey by not paying attention, not getting to know her, not getting to really interact or care about her as they go along. This show, though, also does a great job of sprinkling in humor and such from time to time. Just small moments. For example, when Frieren is talking about, you have to shoot the ghost basically when they appear. They're not real, right? But can you really shoot someone that is so dear to you, that is using your own memories against you, basically? And she's like, yeah, last time I had to shoot my master begging for her life, but I was used to her begging for her life, so I wasn't that bothered. It's like, what was she doing? What were you doing? Like, what was happening with that? No answer. Just silence. Okay, I guess not. And again, we see more humoristic, comedic relief moments. For example, with the dragon, where Frieren is like, oh, look, the dragon, there's a grimoire in this nest, I want that. It has a spell that lets you see through clothing. It's like, okay, Frieren, hold on there. What are you going to use that one for? Anyways, she asks Fern to shoot the dragon. She does. It's like, oh, the spell didn't work. Just shot basically right off it and hit the mountain behind it. Frieren's saying like, oh, I guess dragons are tough, and then starts running. And then Fern takes a bit of time to get on the uptake and starts running for her life. Finally, of course, getting out of there, losing the dragon. Frieren being like, oh, that wasn't too bad. Let's just repeat that until we get it, But then Fern having that expression of like, no, shaking her head like, I'm not doing that again. Don't make me. And it's having such a fun little commentary, like little comments. Oh yeah, I guess it's right. Mages don't play tag with dragons, right. I guess that's normal. Human behavior. Right. Okay, I guess we need to find our frontline, our warrior to add to the party to deal with this in a more effective way. And that brings us to the rest of the episode, where we get to know Stark, who is the new pending party member, who is apparently the prior apprentice of Aizen that just left him one day for various reasons, I assume. He lives just close by this dragon's nest and has apparently gotten quite a name for himself in the village as a hero because of him standing in front of the dragon, staring it down until it left for some reason. And while I thought he wasn't going to have too much going for him to start off with, we do get a lot of interesting backstory on him that I quite enjoyed. As the villagers tell them, right? He's staying in the village, ward off the dragon. He saved us, and he stood in front of this grandma and child and just stared the dragon down until the dragon left, basically. But when he tells the story, it's like, I was scared shitless. I couldn't move. I was too scared to move, too scared to run. And it was just happenstance that the dragon left. But he was hailed as a hero. He couldn't just say no. He didn't know what to do, so he just appreciated and took in all the free food and shelter and praise that he got. But he can't leave the village because he would feel guilty, right? So he's sort of stuck there, not able to kill the dragon. At least he doesn't feel he is, but not being willing to leave either because he can't leave these villagers that have been so kind to him. And then we get some commentary of him being cowardly. Frieren thinking so. Frieren, maybe he is. And then we also get another flashback to Ice, and was like, okay, yeah, I mean, I took this warrior in this guy in because he was the only one that ran away from his village when monsters attacked, and then saying he is just like me. So clearly Eisen having some sort of past like that as well. And then deciding that he was going to teach him everything he knew, took him as an apprentice, and then adding in a very nice speck of commentary that I quite enjoyed. It's like, yes, he might be cowardly, but after the apprenticeship, learning to be a warrior, he has learned to fight for someone else, to fight for another. He's able to do that now. And then Frieren responding with, so he is a good warrior then, putting a lot of weight on that specific fact that he has reached a point where, while he might want to run away, while he still might be a coward to an extent, and in certain ways, he has gotten a warrior's heart, so to speak, that he is willing to fight for another, which is what we really see as well in the flashback when he got this hero title in this village, when he went out in front of the dragon, even though he was scared shitless. The initial reason, I assume, why he even got in front of these people to try to protect them from the dragon is because he had learned or internalized that value, so to speak, that he is going to fight for others. He's not going to run away again. He's not going to be that person again. He's going to be someone better. So anyways, I have a lot of hope for his character, and I'm quite intrigued to see where they go with him. I assume next episode we will get to see him accepting begrudgingly the invitation to join Frieren's party, and then taking on the dragon. That also got me to think a bit about the essence of bravery, as many people will just say, you're so brave, you're so courageous, and thinking that people are very stoic and avoid of fear and similar emotions in those positions. But to be truly courageous, to be truly brave, is often to just be shitless scared of something, to be absolutely horrified about something, but still choosing to do something about it, still choosing to stand up against something, that no matter how scared you might be, still choosing to face it and not run away. And I think that is a lot of what Stark as a character will bring. Every time I say Stark, by the way, I keep getting flashbacks to Game of Thrones, and then I have a horrible memory of Season 8. But anyways, moving on. I do also feel that Frieren does a really good job of hinting at things. For example, when they meet this fighter, they meet Warrior Stark, and Frieren goes a bit to the side and touches this mountain and looks at this big fissure that's formed. And to the viewer, as I first assumed, okay, it's just like a natural fissure of some sort, don't know what caused it. But then later, when Fern hears some noises at night when they're about to go to the inn, Frieren says, yeah, it's probably just him training, you should go check on him if you're interested. Of course, then Frieren already knowing what caused the fissure. So Fern goes there and sees that Stark has been training by basically cutting a massive fissure in this mountain over a long period of time. I can only imagine how long it takes to get that far in. So clearly showing he does have some ability, he does have some strength. But also, again, I think, harkening back to his conviction and being really stringent with his training and showing a lot of determination, which I'm sure we will learn a lot more about further down the line. Also about his backstory and how he came to be how he is. We also keep seeing some signs, though, of just how much Frieren, or how much Himmel meant to Frieren, even though she still might be a bit clueless as to her actually valuing him as much as she does, subconsciously at least. We get to that point when we get another flashback to Frieren showing off some weird spell and Himmel being like, that's amazing, that's awesome, I love that. And her again coming with a comment, I need your help to defeat this dragon because I want that grimoire. Okay, why do you want it? Just because, I collect spells because someone once told me they liked them. Again, just harkening back to that again. And also, when the ghosts appear, priorly, it had been her master that had appeared with this monster that summoned. But this time, it was Himmel. And Frieren then, reminiscing to herself, or commenting to herself, that, maybe I have changed. It's Himmel this time. Maybe slowly coming to a sort of realization of just how much Himmel is on her mind, and how much really she she values him now, even though she might not have done so in the past, at least not consciously. As a whole, episode 5 was another very fun and nice time. Well, fun. Very, very nice episode. As I said in the beginning, not the most emotional, which I'm totally fine with. We should get some breaks, but still a lot of meaning, a lot of good storytelling, a lot of good narrative, and just seeing this journey start out once again with Fern and Frieren and now Stark, assumingly, brings a lot of promise and sounds really good to me. And I can't wait to watch another episode and keep following this journey they are undertaking to finally see the faces and souls of the ones they have lost. There isn't really anything to really criticize about Frieren. In every way, I think it is a great show so far, and getting 2 courses of this is going to be absolutely amazing. With all that being said, what do you think of episode 5 or episode 2? Yes, episode 5, we're gonna go with that. Do you like it, hate it, whatever else, leave those in the comment section down below. And if you did enjoy the video and wish to watch more videos and watch my covering this show every single week as long as it is airing, please do like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that good stuff to support this new channel. And if you haven't yet watched my review episode 1 to 4, you can watch that right here.